Okay, we're here with Mike Short, who's a cattle feeder from Kansas at Century Feeders, right?
Yes, sir.
And we're at the National Western Stock Show at the Red Angus Brain Trust meeting. And Mike, I wanted to get some of your thoughts on some trends in cattle feeding, but also a few things about the Red Angus breed and how that fits into your program. I assume that since you're here with the Red Angus Association, that you probably have some connection with the breed and some experience with feeding those Red Angus calves. So I guess if we could start out, just give some background on your feed yard and what kind of operation you run.
We have a commercial feed yard, capacity of 10,000 head, and we've fed Red Angus cattle since the early 80s, and they've performed real well for us.
Good. What kind of characteristics of the breed do you see really fitting in at the feed yard, and as you market those cattle to your customers, the packers?
The cattle have performed real well. They grade, and they're the type of cattle that are hardy. We usually try to get northern cattle, and they are just a little hardier, and have performed real well for us.
And I know there's always been a lot of talk about the Black Angus cattle fitting into some of the brand-specific breed programs at the packer level, and the Red Angus, of course, also have some of the excellent traits that that translate well to the packer and the consumer. But how do you see them competing as they come out of the feed yard in terms of the kind of packer bids that you see on those calves?
Well, the red cattle, they do go ahead and grade and yield. We've had some that have been 100% choice or prime when they went out, and they're the type of cattle you can sell on the grid and perform for us and give us the premium that we want.
Yeah, it sounds like it works out well, and if you're selling on a grid especially, that there'd be a lot of value there.
Yes, and going through, we sell cattle pretty much on the grid through Cargill or U.S. Premium, and the cattle just have done what we want them.
In addition to the genetic traits that translate to that performance and the grading potential, what are some of the traits that you look for, or the kinds of information that you look for in calves coming into the feed yard as you kind of judge their value coming in and your expectation for their value kind of throughout the process?
Well, the cattle, we pretty much look for the type of calf that is well muscled and has the capacity to go ahead and finish somewhere around 1,400, and we just want one that is hardy and is able to perform when the weather's hot and also when it's cold.
Has past performance from any particular supplier and just the reputation of cattle coming out of a ranch played a big role in kind of some of your future decisions as to which cattle you bring in?
Oh yeah, there's the different ranches we've had and the cattle that have performed, and we've gotten Gridmaster awards with them, and those cattle, we want to get the following years because we know how they convert, how they perform, and make the packer happy, and that's what we're trying to do.
For some of your custom feeding customers or retained owners, ranchers who retain ownership of their calves through the feed yard, are there any pieces of advice that you'd give them as to what you've seen in the way of which calves end up making the most money for those retained owners?
It isn't always the color. It's the way the cattle have in the past performed for them, and they need to go ahead and keep track of the maternal characteristics and keep good records, so they know what bulls and what cows are doing what they need to.
Okay, well, I guess we'll wrap it up, and I sure appreciate your time. We really got some good insight from the cattle feeding side as to what kind of traits really make money for the owners. So appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.